did the Drake Jackson early pick signal that Nick Bosa won't re-sign? This thought crossed my mind. I don't know what Bosa's thinking, but what I find is interesting is that instead of addressing what I think a lot of people thought the Niners' needs were, a position where a starter isn't entrenched, they have like 3 or 4 of them. They went for the positions that Nick Bosa and Deebo Samuel play. And maybe it's a coincidence, but Deebo Samuel's in a contract dispute right now, and Nick Bosa's being quiet, but he's up next. Is it possible that the Niners are sort of insulating themselves from worst case scenarios here, particularly with Bosa?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it means he won't sign or re-sign.
No, I wouldn't say that.
But if the guy's the best player on your board, which I do think Drake Jackson would have been, I think that's the way they talked about it. And you have a contract, negotiation coming up with Nick Bosa, no matter what, right? It would be smart to have a young player that, nobody's going to ever be insurance. That's the thing, right? You can draft whoever you want. You're not drafting anybody thinking that they can replace Nick Bosa or Deebo Samuel, because they're 2 of the best players in the NFL. But to have, a young guy who, at best case, he complements Bosa. Worst case, he's talented enough if you do reach that situation. I don't think it's a likely situation, but at the same time, it's a situation that you can't be totally unprepared for.
Yeah, I mean, here's how my brain put the pieces together. I was sort of anticipating the Niners drafting 2 players to potentially replace Deebo because, as we said, we don't know what the resolution could be. They might end up having to trade him. So if they can't get Deebo to drop his trade demand, they have a running back who is built like him and runs like him, and a wide receiver who is explosive. So theoretically, they sort of addressed his skill sets in 2 players. It's like, okay, that's interesting. You did that early in the draft. Okay, with your first pick, you took a defensive end, not particularly a need. Well, we've been talking about the possibility of Bosa saying, well, using Deebo's logic, I don't want to be in California. I get all this money out here. I'm not even from out here. Maybe I want to go play with my brother. Maybe I want to go play near my family at home, in which case that's just business. If that happens and the Niners are now like their eyes are open to players looking at them that way, oh, you're just another team in California that's going to take my money. Well, maybe we got to be prepared for like the worst case, code blue. Nick Bosa saying, I don't want to play for you anymore. So now the Niners are, at least, if that happens, they're somewhat protected. Insurance from the new, I don't know. It could happen.
Yeah. I mean, we're far away from that, but
we haven't heard Jeremy Fowler, Ian Rappaport, anyone say the Niners have made progress on this with Nick Bosa. It's like a non-story. It's like it doesn't even exist.
Well, John Lynch said that'll come. It doesn't sound like they've even entered preliminary talks with Nick Bosa.
No, and now they just
we did project that it's possible that Nick Bosa could be contented just waiting until next year, because he does have the 5th-year option to fall back on, which is a lot of money. And we know that Nick Bosa is gonna reset the defensive end market. And the issue for Nick Bosa right now is that there's nobody else really coming along with him. So there's nobody else really, like, it's just Nick Bosa negotiating kind of, and then there's nobody else really part of the negotiations in the market. Maybe if he waits another year and Chase Young has a really good year or somebody else, then, they enter the negotiation and they can boost the market up together. I don't know, but all I know is that Nick Bosa's deal is going to set 49ers record in terms of guaranteed money given out, because if Joey Bosa got his first 3 years fully guaranteed, which was $78 million total at signing, I don't see Nick Bosa, taking much less, if not any less than that.
I think it's funny, like Deebo's making a big thing of it, but Bosa just could be like the same, but quieter. Like the Niners approach him with an offer and he's like, no thanks. No thanks. I'll just play out my rookie deal. I'll just take the 5th-year option. I'll just test the market. Like, he could just be real cool about it. Like, no thanks.
Is that your impression of his voice?
That's my impression of Nick Bosa. Oh, I'm going to go see what's out there. Gonna go check out Miami. I mean, what's his law? He gave the Niners a lot. He tore his ACL here. He came back. He might just be like, you know what?
So the inflection and the impersonation of his mannerisms is spot on. I think you got to get the voice just a tad deep.
I'm working on it. I haven't been around him in a while, but his voice is very distinct. Keneal says a later.
Then maybe during his next presser too, if you're on Zoom, he can give you one of these.
Hey, what's up, man? Keneal says a later UDFA coming out tryout rookie mini camp that intrigues me is Calvin Turner from Hawaii. If he makes it to camp, he's a third down running back to replace Hastings.
Yeah, that's what I saw. A lot of people said that. I'm not sure. The only undrafted free agent I've really watched is I watched Leon O'Neal, who's apparently going to remember all 262 names drafted before him or that were drafted and never forget them, which I thought was a little funny. But jokes aside, he seems to be a good guy. I don't think Leon O'Neal is really competitive to beat out any safety on this roster unless he makes it on a special teams role. There's a lot lacking physically. In fact, Ty Davis-Price, one of his great highlights from college is that he absolutely ran over Leon O'Neal Jr.
My prediction is whichever running back the Niners sign as an undrafted free agent, they might have already signed a couple. One of those dudes is going to be better than Ty Davis-Price. I don't even know who it is. He's going to be better than Ty Davis-Price somehow, some way.
All right, I'm gonna. Is this because of the Sermon Mitchell and then the breed of Joe Williams?
It is without fail every time.
I'm gonna
back with Joe Williams and Matt Breida too. Happened that year too.
Yeah, exactly. Just because I'm tied into the player because I liked Ty, tied.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because I have a little bit of something there. I'm gonna stick by my guy because really I liked him in the draft before the Niners picked him, so it became kind of like a double-edged sword because I'm like I like the player because I liked Ty Davis-Price, but like damn, running back at 91 or 93 are you kidding me?
The way I look at this draft, go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say was going back to your Nick Bosa voice. It was a little South Park-ish. There was a little Cartman, feel to it. Like I think that was that the influence. Was that the
Here's the way I looked at the draft. There were two kind of picks. There was the Kyle Shanahan draft crush, and there was the Kyle Shanahan panic pick. Now I'm skeptical. I'm a jerk like that. But the draft crush, Danny Gray. Like I'm gonna take him maybe 30 picks too high because I like him. I don't care. I'm taking him 1 round too high. Ty Davis-Price.
I thought that was
to me might have been a panic pick because I saw a lot of people looking at him in round 4 or 5. And the guy who went 2 picks before was a 3-down running back from Arizona State. That dude had 50 catches last year. Rashad White. I was thinking Kyle was looking at him. He also runs a 4.48. And once he gets picked and you're surprised, you're like, damn. All right, well, who's the next running back on the board? Oh, okay, Ty Davis. All right, fine. He's close enough. That's what I was thinking a little bit about.
I think Ty Davis-Price would have been his draft crush. He loves these just guys who are totally reckless with their body and just go and they'll hit everything that moves. He has an affinity for that player.
He does.
And that's Ty Davis-Price to the T.
It's true. Chris says Nick Foles' agent thanked the Bears for to a T. Nick Foles' agent thanked the Bears for release rather than searching for a perfect trade. I know one team that could learn from this. That's a good point. This whole thing that happened with Nick Foles on the Bears is the Niners should just do that. You're not going to get anything. You're holding out because he won a Super Bowl, was in a Super Bowl. The market says he's not worth anything. Just do the guy a favor and cut him. Like, you look good in the eyes of players. He thanks you. Players are like, well, you really did nice, but you did right by that guy. The Niners are doing the opposite by Jimmy, and I think they should do what the Bears did with Foles. That's all I want to say. It's a good move. Thanks, Chris. Matthew Sanders says both.
I can't add anything more to that.
Just do it. And just for the sake, we want to do right by Jimmy. Okay. Matthew Sanders says both Deebo and Bosa have been hurt repeatedly and at least once per year. This draft was taking some eggs out of those baskets. Ensure replace. Fair.
Possible. But I think ideally you would like everything to work in complement with those 2 players.
Oh, Ramadan's over.
Oh, okay.
Well. My bad. I didn't know. Shout out to Amin, who's done. Amin does Ramadan.
Oh, really?
Shout out.